Okay, it's Roger, Mudfossil University, working with people, all around the world on this terrible, terrible, terrible scourge that's hitting children. And it's autism, basically, and other neuromotor diseases and infections in their gut. That's what I'm saying is causing all this. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm saying that's my opinion, and I'm going to show you why I can make these statements and feel very, very, very comfortable making these statements. I did some work on this. I've been working on this for a while. And I've been collecting data and information from many different sources, primarily Marguerite and her wonderful son, John. Hi, John. How are you? We're going to get you better, my little friend. And John has autism. And he's got problems with his urine and his feces. That tells you he has trouble with his digestion. It's just so freaking obvious. It upsets me deep inside. I'm telling you, when you look at all you have to do is think. Just think. Urobilin. What is that? I never heard of that before. Well, urobilin is generated from the degradation of heme. Ooh, that's interesting. That is iron, which is first degraded through biliverdin, that's interesting, to bilirubin, that's also interesting. Then what happens then? Bilirubin is then excreted into the bile, as bile. Well, that's pretty interesting. Then what happens? Further degradation by microbes. That is bacteria present in the large intestine, creating urobilin. Now what does that do? Some of this remains in the large intestine's conversion to steroglobulin. It gives the feces its brown color. Well, these kids don't have brown color in their feces. They're usually white, and it's different. It's not correct. Some is reabsorbed into the bloodstream, where it's oxidized to urobilin, eventually excreted by the kidneys, giving urine its yellow color. This is the color of the urine, the color of the feces. The color is dependent upon the microbes, breaking down the bilirubin, the urine, the benzene, this and that. It's a chemistry set, and the bacteria are the chemists. All right, so now we go back to this breakdown of this heme by this urobilin. All right, so we're back into the urine here. The color, urine varies in appearance depending principally upon the body's level of hydration. That's how much water is in your system, as well as other factors. All right, now, normal urine, transparent solution ranging from colorless to, amber, just a little bit of yellow, usually a pale yellow. If you drink a lot, you won't even see any yellow to speak of. I drink a ton of tea and I see nothing almost. Now, in the urine of a healthy individual, the color comes primarily from the presence of urobilin. Now, wow, well, that's what we were just talking about. Well, urobilin is a final waste product resulting from the breakdown of heme. And that's heme is iron from hemoglobin during the destruction of aging blood cells. Well, that's interesting. Why? Can it not break down these blood cells? Or is it breaking them down too fast? Or are the blood cells dying prematurely? Or what's going on? Because there's another issue going on here, that these kids have extremely high heart rates. You got to put this together. There's so much to this that they're just shooting in the dark. Well, you're sick, go home and be sick. No. Why is my urine yellow? Why is it orange? Why is the feces wrong? Why is the heart rate so high? That's what I want to know. Let's take it piece by piece. You break things down, and you can get to the bottom of things. When you just look at things, you just see it all in one big shot. And that's what people do. Their eyes cannot focus. And it is hard. I'm not saying it's easy to do, but you got to think. Why are these? Look, dark orange and brown, urine, and all this pinkish urine results from this, greenish urine, reddish. They understand bits and pieces, and nobody puts it together. Why do these kids have such high heart rates? Why is that? what is in their bodies, what's in their bloodstream, what's in their transition metals, what's in their bacteria, what's in their feces. I think we could get to the bottom of this. It's just got to have a focused study. And Marguerite and her wonderful son, John, who is watching all my videos, and he's I'm telling you something, he's going to be one of the smartest people on the face of the planet once we get this straightened out. Right, John? We're going to take care of this, buddy. Now, here's the deal. We need somebody to step forward. And it may have happened. I was approached by someone that has a university. It's a accredited university, from my understanding is, and they have labs and all kinds of stuff, and they do all kind of bacterial analysis on things. And if we could get them or whoever we get locked in with to do some of these, I can come up with a million different things I'd love to see studied and checked and tested. And what bacteria is, where it resides, what kind of mucus is there, what kind of membranes house these mucuses, what varieties and species and colonies, and what fights them and what invades them. I mean, I could go on forever with what needs to be done and has not been done. With all the money they spent, yeah, I'm not going to go down that road. All right. Anyway, I'm hoping these people will get back to me, and that's the story. I was told we'll maybe be able to do something. Well, I'm 100% willing. And you know, the guy that I worked with, Gil Headley, who is the autopsy guy, he's just too busy to do any tissue samples and so forth, but that's what we're going to need. Somebody that does autopsies from people that are sick, from people that are healthy. What is the tissue? What happened to that tissue? What invaded it? What's been living there? You know, if people donate their bodies to science, they want them used in this manner, and that's what we would like to find out, and it's really got to be done. And I think if we can get somebody that does have like a university and they present this in a more structured way. Again, I'm not big in structure. I'm big into thinking, but I don't go much for structure. So all of this stuff, and I'm going to tell you right now, take it or leave it, I think literally every single disease there is, 100%, is related to membrane invasion, because your membranes are your immune system. They keep everything out of your body, and then every now and then something's going to squeak through there, and you got stuff to handle that. But you can't be attacked from 100 different places at once, and that's what's happening. And antibiotics are primary reason. They're getting off on other tangents. This glycosine and all these other things, glyphosate and all these other issues. It's in the gut. And they relate it to the gut, but then it's, oh, it's got to be this little chemical. It's, oh, it's got to be this one. Oh, no, it's this one. No, it's that one. No, it's a series of things. Who cares what started it? If you can get it under control, we'll live with all that stuff. It's going to happen to you. We live in a dangerous environment, and you don't protect yourself from these dangers with these membranes using your bacteria to create enzymes, to create mucus, to create all of the products that help you to live and defend yourself. All right, so that's what we're hoping for. Get something. Somebody got to step forward. That's all. This is not something. This is no rocket science here. Anyway, that's my last word.